release him in this morning. Steve?
Yeah, Carl, the economics, really in the policy community, have lost a giant, I think it's fair to say. Alan Krueger, the former CEA chairman under President Obama, also in the Treasury Department, Princeton economic professor, passed away, according to Princeton University. We have this quote we just got from Jason Furman, former CEA chairman himself, who I think does a very good job of describing the importance of Alan Krueger. And the quote says he brought us into there's a shot of Alan. The quote says he brought us into a new era of empirical economics. Instead of just looking at data regressions, Alan looked at natural experiments. And by that, everybody talks about the first thing, the 1994 study he did on minimum wages, where he looked at two actual communities side by side, one in New Jersey, one in Pennsylvania, a paper that is still cited today. During the recent scandal about admittance to colleges, people go back to a paper that Alan wrote about the returns to education. He's done a lot of work on the opioid crisis, an awful lot of work on whether or not Americans are coming back to work. He was a foremost labor economist. Alan Krueger will be well remembered. There's the quote there from Jason Furman. He brought us into a new era of empirical economics, looking not just at regression of data, but natural experiments. And I can also give you one other bit you may not know, Carl, which is that Alan has a book forthcoming, or has a book forthcoming in June, called Rockonomics, what rock and roll can teach us about economics. And I actually participated for an interview in that book, and I know Alan was very, very excited about using rock and roll to teach about just regular economics.
That's so cool. I mean, Steve, it's shocking. He was so young.
58 years
Frequent
old.
guest on business television. Yeah, and I think, as you mentioned, the definitive piece is really about minimum wage. And whenever, people make, and it's become a partisan issue, but really he wrote, as you said, an economics paper about it, the case for why higher minimum wage is better. They looked at his piece, which showed that the net benefits outweighed the costs, say, in the fast food industry. If you go up to a certain level on minimum wage, it helps the low-wage workers and it helps the overall economy.
Right. And what's so interesting is how he did that. He found a community, two communities, one in New Jersey with the higher minimum wage and one in Pennsylvania without it. And that was a kind of breakthrough, an idea. And Sarah, I will say that people have written for and against that paper, but the importance of it, the importance of Krueger, is that everybody has to cite that paper in their argument against it. It was the definitive paper, and he's done a lot more since then. It was still going on, and always very excited and inspired about his work and the possibility of economics to inform public policy.
Princeton does say that they'll release some information regarding a public celebration of his life, Steve.
That's right.
At a future date.
Yeah.
So we'll look for that. Steve, thank you. Alan.